another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate all you watching our show today. So we've got a very exciting show, lots of great guests. Let's get started. Our first guests on today's show are Janice Dahl, president of the Giving Angels, and Brenda Kosay, founder of the Giving Angels. Since 2004, the Giving Angels mission is to remember our low-income seniors living independently in the Verde Valley with gifts and handwritten Christmas cards during the holiday season. So let's make sure no one gets left out this holiday season. Janice and Brenda are here to tell us how we can get involved. It's a very important cause. Then we'll meet with Juan Morales, Executive Director of Camp Operations at Camp Soaring Eagle. Camp Soaring Eagle provides year-round medically supervised camping programs to children and family members from across Arizona with chronic or life-threatening illnesses. Throughout the year, they host illness-specific camper weekends where the children with similar conditions are brought together for the weekend, and it builds courage, it instills hope, it promotes joy. Coming up, you'll hear lots about this amazing organization. The Historic Preservation Commissioners are here. Ryan Bigelow and Tim Elinsky will be in our studio today to discuss the upcoming Cottonwood Historic Home Tour. It's coming up on November 14th from 11 to 5. It's a family-friendly event. It includes a self-guided tour introducing both locals and visitors to some of Old Town Cottonwood's most unique and charming territorial, prohibition area, and modern homes, all within walking or driving distance of Old Town. Very interesting history in Cottonwood, and you'll learn lots about that on the home tour. Mingus Union High School teacher James Ball, he teaches theater. He's here along with actress Deanna Alcala, and they're joining us to talk about their upcoming performance of the Tony Award-winning Broadway play Next to Normal. This is very exciting. This is not normal kid stuff. This is a big deal. Broadway play is coming to the Verde Valley. The Mingus Union High School Theater has been voted the best live theater in the Verde Valley for 3 out of the past 5 years. Some truly stellar performances are happening there, and you won't want to miss it. You'll hear all about it here. Then we'll go on location to Cottonwood Community Garden and visit with Richard City, the president of Gardens for Humanity. Gardens for Humanity awakens and tends the gardens of the human spirit by teaching and celebrating our connection to nature, local agriculture, art, and community while promoting an ecologically sustainable and more humane culture. Now, who doesn't need more of that, for sure? You'll want to hear what Richard has to say, so stick around. And we'll close out our show with a performance by jazz pianist and singer Steve Sandner, along with saxophone player Brian Sanders. Their musical style has elements of big band, blues, and swing. It's easy to listen to for all the folks who consider themselves jazz aficionados, and even those who aren't particularly fond of jazz music. You're going to like this. Stick around, give it a listen, and see for yourself. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Our first guest today, we have Janice Dahl, the president of the Giving Angels, and we also have Brenda Kosay. Thank you so much, the founder of the Giving Angels. It's wonderful to have you ladies in the studio.
Thanks for having us. So nice to be here.
This is a big time of year for you guys at the Giving Angels. Tell us what's going on.
It makes the holidays so very precious. Mm-hmm. We are starting to do our fundraising and engage the community. We have many community partners. We have so many elderly that are living alone and below the poverty line, and we want to make sure that they're not forgotten at the holidays.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I can imagine how that would feel. You know, there's a lot of folks when you get in the upper years who are by themselves, and especially if you're low income, and who remembers you at Christmas, really, if the family's gone and the kids have moved away or whatever. Maybe you don't have anyone. It's so important to be remembered, and that's what the Giving Angels does. It remembers.
Mm-hmm. So at the holidays, we bring them a gift bag, mm-hmm. and make sure that it's full of the things that they really need. And it was actually quite poignant. This year we went out and we asked a percentage of the seniors what they really wanted in those gift bags. And we try to make sure it's things that they really need. And if you can imagine, the things that they said that they really wanted and needed were things like laundry soap, and paper towels, and bath towels. And those are things that we take for granted.
Absolutely.
But they're the things that they asked for and said that they really needed.
Wow.
And those are the Christmas gifts, the holiday gifts that they really wanted. And I mean, those things bring tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
Those are the things they asked for their holiday gifts.
Right, for sure. It's not like the kids asking for a new iPad or a cell phone or something. I mean, a bath towel, a lovely new bath towel, how lovely that feels, I know. Mm-hmm. And I can imagine if you're in need, how wonderful that would feel, taking a shower with a new bath towel provided by the Giving Angels. How do you get all the things that you put in the gift bags?
It's really our community. Mm-hmm. They are so very generous with cash donations, mm-hmm. and with that we go shopping in bulk and make sure that we can provide those items. And also many of the members of the community, they like to do the shopping themselves. It gives them that personal touch.
Sure.
And so we give a list of the items that that we need, and they put them in donation boxes, which go out through the community in Cottonwood, in VOC, and Sedona in donation boxes starting November 17th.
All right, so
And
coming up real soon.
Absolutely.
That's great. And you are an all-volunteer organization, is that correct?
Totally.
amazing.
It started just a few people, and it has grown to how many did you incorporate last year?
I think we had close to 100 volunteers.
Is that phenomenal? We are
Wow.
blessed. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we get to the point where we're actually sorting the donations and putting the bags together, that's when the numbers come in to help us to actually do that.
Right.
So that last week, when you can imagine, we have 630 sets of bath towels, and we're folding and wrapping and putting things in bags for 630 bags. There's a lot of men and women. It started out with only women angels, but now we have men angels as
Right.
well. It's pretty chaotic and so much fun.
Yeah, I bet it is. That's such a wonderful organization. And Brenda, you're the founder. So tell me what your inspiration for this was.
It was seeing a need. There were just a lot of these low-income seniors in our community that were forgotten, and my heart just said, I can do something about that. And we started out with handmade product items, you know, where they received one gift, but it had been handmade by someone locally. And it has grown from 24 bags the first year, 24 gifts the first year, to 630 bags of gifts to today.
And there's about 7 different items in each bag.
There's actually usually in excess of 10.
Wow.
And we try to put something handmade in each bag, as well as the handwritten card.
Wow.
So
That is so sweet.
that has that personal touch.
Yeah, very, very much so. That's very heartwarming. Now, if you go on the website, thegivingangelsofaz.org, excuse me, you will find a list. It is .com. I was right.
No, you were right.
Second-guessed myself there. givingangelsofaz.com. You'll find a list of all the items that are in need for these gift bags, so you can look at that, and all the things that you can pick up and donate. Or, of course, cash is always good. If you're busy, I understand this completely. You can always do a cash donation, and then you guys will go out and go shopping. Now, we're starting to get into a time crunch, aren't we, as far as collecting and getting this going, because you finish up and start packing the bags in November, is that correct?
We actually start packing the bags on December the 7th. So it's right around the corner, really.
It sure is.
And we're starting to do our bulk shopping actually this weekend. And so we are in a time crunch, and we really do need the cash donations right away.
Certainly.
So, and something to know is we are a 501c3, so your donations are tax deductible, but we're also a charitable organization in Arizona, and so your donations up to $200 per individual or $400 per couple are directly deductible off your Arizona taxes.
Wow. Well, that's really, really great. Now, how do you find these seniors in our community that are low income and in need? How is it that you sourced all these people out?
We are strong believers in collaboration, and so we work with the other organizations that serve seniors. So it's the low-income housing units. They work with us to help identify those seniors. Also, the Meals on Wheels programs work with us. And that helps us to find exactly who we need to find.
Wow. That is good work. That's awesome.
We have also had seniors call in and say, I'm a senior living here. Would you donate? Would you bring me a bag?
Oh.
That has happened as well.
That's very, very sweet. Now, you guys have a phone number. Which phone number would be best for folks to call if perhaps they wanted to get involved and volunteer or donate and do it directly rather than online, or perhaps see what you're in need of, or perhaps if you're a senior in need? Is there a specific number they should call?
Absolutely. They should call 928-254-3686. 254-3930.
There you go, 254-3930. That's, how long have you been involved, Janice? I can imagine how long you've been here, Brenda. Since 2004, correct?
Exactly.
How about you?
This is my 3rd year with the Giving
Nice.
Angels.
That's wonderful, and I can see you're really passionate about
Yeah.
it.
It honestly, it has totally changed Christmas for me.
Wow.
It was so much. I have 4 children and 8 grandchildren, and was very much about how do I get all the shopping done and get everybody what they wanted. And now this comes first in my family, and I have encouraged my children to gift out to people in need rather than to think about their, giving to themselves.
Yeah.
And
That's wonderful.
It really is about what your community needs.
For sure. Well, that right there is a model mom, I have to say. From one mom to another. Beautiful thing to teach your children. I try really hard to teach mine that. So check out, you've got to get to this website. It's a really super website, givingangelsofaz.com. Lots of wonderful information, all the contact information you need, the list, everything you want to get involved. It's all right there. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Janice, appreciate it so much. Brenda, thank you for this amazing organization that you have founded that's touching so many lives. It's really, really awesome.
Thank you so
Thank you so much. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Our next guest is Juan Morales, who is the Executive Director of Camp Operations for Camp Soaring Eagle. Thank you so much for being here, Juan.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting us. We really love your show.
Well, thank you. We love what you guys do over there at Camp Soaring Eagle.
Oh, thank you.
An amazing organization. Tell us a little bit about it.
We're a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to serve critically ill children and their families. Some, unfortunately, are terminally ill, but a lot of them have chronic illnesses. And we do that at our campsite here in Cornville.
Right, and that is a year-round campsite.
Year-round, yes ma'am, a year-round facility, and our programs are year-round. We do camper weekends. We focus mainly on camper weekends because it's easier to bring the children into camp. And we also offer family retreats and summer camp as well.
Wow, that's an amazing. You've got 7 different programs going all the time. It's really, it must be a lot of work for you.
Quite a bit of work, but we have a loyal base of volunteers that comes and joins us, and it's really they're really fabulous to help us fulfill our mission. We also do camp outreach, located in, we have 2 hospitals that we go down in the valley to do that. We take camp to the kids who are seriously ill
Really?
at the
You
hospital.
take camp to the kids. How does that work?
We have, we're 2 of my employees, Tyler Torba and Anna Viano. Anna goes to Banner Thunderbird, located in Glendale. And Tyler goes to Cardin Children's Medical Center, located in Mesa. And they take activities for the kids to do there. So
nice.
taking camp to them, and it gives exposes them as well to camp. And we hopefully, eventually, they'll be able to come physically to our campsite.
Oh, Well, that's great to do that, to take it to the hospital so they're not left out.
Definitely.
That's really something. Now, the camp specializes in children with serious illnesses, which is an amazing thing because you think of camp and, anybody can go there, but this is very specific. And they meet other children with perhaps the same illness and they learn things. They learn how to cope. They learn how to surmount new challenges. They make new friends. It's a lot more than just camp.
Yes, definitely. What the difference between us and, say, a Boy Scouts camp is we're medically based. We have medical personnel that are able and are well trained to take care of any illness group that we have there, be oncology, be diabetes team, juvenile diabetes, or any other illness that we bring. We bring asthma kids in there as well. Quite a array of different illnesses. So the only way that they can actually come to camp is we have to have medical people there 24 hours a day while they're there at camp.
That is amazing. 24-hour medical supervision at this camp.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously another big asset of us is that our ratio is 1 adult to every 2 campers. So there is quite a bit of supervision at campers taking care of the kids.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
1 adult every 2 campers. How do you do that? How do you find that many volunteers?
Well, it's a lot of work, definitely a lot of work. Tyler definitely has her hands full, trying to reach out, and we've been blessed with a lot of volunteers who come and who bring friends. We have a partnership with ASU. We have interns that come from ASU and help us at camp as well, and they get college credit for that program.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Do you have to have any sort of special training to be a volunteer at Camp Soaring?
Well, minimum age is 18.
Okay.
And we'll train them, and you have to pass a background check as well to be able to come, and you have to love playing with children. You know, that's the key point. You have to love playing with children because you're at camp and you spend endless hours. We usually don't go to bed till 1 or 2 in the morning, get back up and ready to roll again at 6 in the morning. So long, demanding hours, but a lot of fun, not only for the kids, but for the adults as well.
I bet. What are the age groups for your kids?
Our age group is 6 to 18. I'm sorry, 6 to 15. That's our age group. This year we launched an LIT program, which is a Leaders in Training program for our kids that have aged out, and they come to camp, and we allow them to engage with the kids, and we train them and to get them ready to become counselors in the future when they turn 18.
Wow, that's a wonderful program.
Yes,
that's
yes,
a great
it is.
Thing. That's amazing. I loved your website, campsoaringeagle.org. You should check it out. It's beautiful, lovely pictures and lots of stories and everything you can ever think of wondering about Camp Soaring Eagle. It's all there at campsoaringeagle.org. And I love what it said is that 90% of the campers had an increased confidence level. They learned the ability to face new challenges and an increased ability to make friends. So besides just getting to do things like you have horseback riding and archery and all the normal stuff, crafts and music, besides that, there's a discovery process where they learn that they can do more than they even thought possible based on their limitations of illness. And you just go, hey, no, you're a kid. This is camp. Let's have fun.
Exactly. We empower them to be themselves, where nobody is bullying them. There's nobody making fun of them because they may not have hair because they're going through chemo treatments. We get a lot of feedback from the kids during unit chats and stuff that the other kids there get it. They understand what they're going through. So it's a safe and loving environment for them.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing you've created. That's really great.
Yes,
How long have you been part of the organization?
Been back, I joined the organization back in 2008.
Right.
So it's been a good while, and we've been blessed with our founder, Max and Linda James, who have contributed, given us a lot of support to the camp, and we're moving forward, and every year it keeps getting better and better.
Awesome. What's the hardest part of your job?
Hardest part is, like I tell the campers when they come to camp, is I love when they come to camp. The saddest day is when they leave.
When they leave, I bet. What's the best part of your job?
Well, seeing them smile.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Awesome. You do really great work. Thank you for what you're doing there at Camp Soaring Eagle. I mean, that takes a lot. It takes a lot to work with children anyway, and children with difficulties. is even more insurmountable on certain things. So it takes a very special person to do what you're doing and to run such a beautiful organization.
It takes our entire team.
Yeah.
You know, we have a very strong board of directors that really help us, not only financially, but they give us a lot more support, and you know, it's really amazing that they're behind us. You know, it's really, you know, we couldn't do it without the entire team.
There you go. Thank you, the entire team at Camp Soaring Eagle, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you very much. So make sure you check out campsoaringeagle.org. Wonderful organization. Make sure you get involved. Juan, thank you so much for joining us
thank
today.
you.
Appreciate it. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Our next guests, we have with us Ryan Bigelow and Tim Elinsky. These guys are the Historic Preservation Commissioners for the City of Cottonwood. It's an awesome title, I gotta say. So Tim, you're the chair. What does that mean for you?
Well, it means a lot more time dedicated after hours, but it's been a dream of mine to start the commission for many years. We've been meeting for about 5 years now, and so we formed, and we're going full speed ahead. We did our inaugural tour last year, and we're following up with the second annual this year.
Right, that's truly interesting. And Old Town Cottonwood has such an amazing history, especially during the bootlegging era. I mean, wow. So the stories you must hear and the neat places you must see on this tour. How many homes do you have on the tour this year and buildings?
So we have 10 homes and buildings on the tour this year.
Nice.
We have four homes and about 5 buildings, and in addition to that, we have the Cottonwood irrigation ditch, which may not seem very exciting, but it actually is.
Didn't know we had one of those.
Yeah, we do, and it runs right through the neighborhoods, and it comes off the Verde River. It's been here longer than anyone alive now. It's been here. It's a pre-territorial ditch. Was dug by the Native Americans, so we have quite a bit of history on it.
Oh, wow.
And we wanted to kind of showcase the agricultural side of Cottonwood this year.
Well, truly, yeah, we've got a lot of that going on. That's something else. Now, you have to say, when you talk about historic preservation commissioners, you expect to see 2 old guys sitting in that chair. You really do. So young and yet so interested in historic preservation. I mean, that's awesome. Good for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I actually have a degree in history, so that's where I was. I needed to use it somehow. So I decided that since I went to school for so much, just naturally interested in history, and it made a lot of sense. And so now I got to use some of these skills and abilities that I paid so much money for.
Good for you.
To be able to do that and help the community at the same time.
That is true. Now, tell me, the money that's raised benefits the City of Cottonwood Historic Preservation Commission. What do you guys do at the Historic Preservation Commission?
Let me go back in time. Last year, for the home tour, for the inaugural event, we raised the money to go toward the restoration effort of the Civic Center. Okay, so that's sitting in a pool right now. It hasn't been spent yet because we're still waiting and getting bids on restoring that building. But we raised $2,145 last year for the Civic Center. So this year, whatever proceeds we get are going to go into a matching grant program that will be administered through the Cottonwood Historic Preservation Commission. And the council just recently approved that program.
Wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations to you guys.
So any landmark property in the city of Cottonwood is eligible to apply for the grant, and it would be a 50-50 matching grant for any exterior rehabilitation on your home.
Wow.
Just a little additional incentive for those folks who are thinking about maybe getting their building or property landmarked, that you know there are some financial incentives involved too. Then we'd like to be able to help assist with that program. So
wow. Well, that's great. And they should contact you guys there at cottonwoodaz.gov. That's the best way to do that?
That's correct, yeah. You can call the planning department as well if you need any information on the commission, and that's their number 634-5505.
Okay.
All the commissioner's information is online as well at cottonwoodaz.gov.
Very good. Yeah, the online information is very good. Good website, very easy to navigate, all the good stuff. I always appreciate that.
Good. Oh, good.
Describe the tour, Brian, if you would, please. How does it work?
Well, it's a self-guided walking tour. So we do our best to keep the majority of the buildings in Old Town, because we kind of use the Civic Center as home base, if you will. And then we give every participant a map, lays it out there. That map will include a brief history of each building, but we will have a detailed history at each building and home, including a docent, a volunteer docent, who will have been thoroughly educated on the property, and we'll be able to point out all the tidbits, the neat, interesting history of each building and or ditch this year. So it ends up being approximately 1.5 miles if you walk the entire distance. We go down to 6th Street a little bit, so there is a little bit of a walk. Of course, from Old Town to 6th Street, the people do drive, and that's okay too. We're also getting the Zeke Taylor barbecue involved this year with Clemenceau. They're going to open up their doors, do a little history there too, and we want to let everybody know that there's transportation through our city public CATS system to be able to do that. So from Old Town to Clemenceau, the Zeke Taylor is available as well.
Oh, that's good to know for some folks who may be mobility challenged that want to join the tour. So thank you for thinking of that.
Sure.
That's truly awesome. Now, what does it cost to do this tour?
This year it's only $20.
Oh, it's gone down.
Yeah, it's gone down. We did $25 last year. We made it even more reasonable this year. 12 and under kids, if there's any kids that want to do it, they are free. And with that $20, you actually will get some drink tickets. So we're working with some of the local businesses in Old Town, the wineries, and the Verde Valley Wine Consortium, to be able to provide reimbursements on their drink tickets. So if we have 4 tickets, you can have 4 drinks. And if wine's not for you, beer's not for you, there's other options down there too. So really a bargain.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, you can't go into anywhere and get more than a glass and a half of wine for $20 these days. Really? So geez, and you get a home tour involved. So how did you guys pick the homes that are on the tour, Tim?
Through coercion, mostly.
Oh.
Yeah,
a lot of arm twisting.
Yeah, connections that we have, people we know, homes that were very interesting. We try to get a wide mixture of homes, and basically knocking on doors and begging and pleading for folks to open up their doors.
Well,
and we've had good success. We had good success last year and this year as well. So I think as the event grows and gains credibility, I think more and more folks would be willing to open up their doors.
Well, sure.
I think half of Old Town, in fact, will be on the tour next year.
Nice.
Because everybody kept saying, next year.
Right.
So
yeah,
our next year commitments have grown.
The next year list is very lengthy, so we're going to hold those people to that.
Yeah. Are any of the docents the owners of the properties? Did anyone step forward in that matter?
Not typically. Andy Grosetta, who is associated with the Cottonwood Ditch Association, I believe he's the chair of the association, he will be a docent for the ditch. But otherwise, no, most owners prefer to not be there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just docent for the ditch.
Right. That's quite a title.
You ought to change it to canal or La Rive or something, something more than the ditch.
Right.
Need T-shirts that say I did the ditch.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I know, well, we romance it up a little bit.
Right.
I mean, the ditch.
It doesn't sound appealing, but you'll be surprised.
They should, what's Navajo for ditch? I mean,
I don't know.
We should find that out
know that.
and call it that. It's got to sound better.
I like your idea.
Oh, okay. What, the T-shirts or the?
like the
Change
T-shirt.
the name.
Now we're talking about now we're talking about making some additional money through the tour. Yeah.
There you go.
Selling T-shirts. There
Always got to.
We're going to look you up next year. You're going to be a docent.
Okay, sounds like fun. Yeah. I love Old Town. I spend a lot of time in Old Town, and the history is just fascinating. Especially, I'm really interested in the bootlegging era and these tunnels I've heard so much about. Is there any information on your tour, or maybe any insights into the tunnel system that runs under every building in Old Town Cottonwood?
We do have a building on the tour that may or may not have had a tunnel underneath it at one point. So I'm going to leave it at that.
How interesting. Yeah. Making it intriguing for you. If you want to join the home tour, now they can. How do they get tickets?
You can go online, cottonwoodaz.gov, and we sell them online through that software. You can also buy them day of. So we like to try to get a head count before, so we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into. So we want to encourage people to pre-register, but if that's not for you, then that's fine. We are in conjunction with the Walkin' on Main event, so there's going to be a lot of other activities in Old Town that day, Saturday, November 14th. So. If the home tour may not be for you, come check out all the music, the wine, the activities, the art that's going to be down there. And then, we'll try to work you into the home tour when we get you.
There you go. Yeah, watch out. It'll be very persuasive. You'll be doing that home tour. And the home tour runs from 11 to 5. Is that correct?
Correct.
Fabulous. Awesome. So check out cottonwoodaz.gov if you need some more information. It's way too much fun to miss this, so make sure you're going to be there. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Tim, appreciate it. Ryan, nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Have a great second annual. I'll see you for the third annual for sure, and everyone thereafter. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with James Ball, who is the Mingus Union High School theater teacher. And we also have the honor of the presence of Diana Alcala, who is a student and also the lead actress for the upcoming performance. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. It's an honor.
It's great, and I love it. There's so much enthusiasm and joy oozing off of you guys. It's just great. I love theater people. They're just, you guys
tend to be exuberant.
I bet. James, how long have you been involved in the theater program there?
I started teaching in August of 2007, and I've kept my job all the way since then. So it's 8.5 years now. This is my 19th production, main stage production I've done there.
Wow.
Yeah.
19.
19, yes.
That is amazing.
It's a lot of late nights, but I enjoy it. So.
I bet. Yeah. Geez Louise. Wow. Yeah, I did a lot of theater in high school, like a lot of people. So I know the amount of effort that goes into it. I know the passion and drive you have to have. So I appreciate you guys because I know what you go through.
I used to believe in the magic of theater, and then I became a director and realized it's just a lot of nights.
Yeah, a lot of work and a lot of cleverly hidden things and stuff.
I'll say that.
Congratulations on being voted the best live theater in the Verde Valley.
Thank you.
Out of the past 5 years.
In the last year, we had a number of awards that was really inspiring to receive.
Wow.
That we got it from the Readers of Kudos Best Live Theater. I got Northern Arizona Theater Teacher of the Year last year.
Congratulations.
Our show last year won Best Play in the state of Arizona, so we got to take it down and present it to 2,500 high schoolers at the Arizona Thespian Conference. Wow. And our musical, Thoroughly Modern Millie, we took to the Jimmy Awards, and of the 10 categories we were eligible, we got 6 of them. So we had a really banner year last year, and this year we're starting out hopefully with literally a rockin' show.
Yeah, for sure. Now tell us about Next to Normal. This is not your average high school play.
No.
This is a Tony Award-winning Broadway play. Who does these things? Mingus Union High School. I went to the wrong high school. I want to go to Mingus Union. I mean, how did you get this play?
You know, I look back every year and decide what plays I want to do. And the past, I believe, 18 plays that we've done have all been comedies. And so when looking at the season, I was like, you know, we need to throw a drama into the mix. And I've just... the show came out in 2010 and won the Pulitzer Prize and won 3 Tonys, and I've been hooked on the music ever since then. And I told my theater friends, I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this play with high schoolers. And they're like, what? You're crazy. You can't do this with high school students. And I was incredibly nervous starting off, but they've just really got it down, and really inspiring to see them stretch and reach and get these, and not only get it, but just blow it out of the water. It's so much fun.
Bet, and I hear, Deanna, I hear you're blowing it out. For sure. Now tell us about the part that you play.
I play the mother, Diana Goodman. She is bipolar and schizophrenic, so she has a very heavy attitude most of the time, but she just has very extreme emotions, so tying that down is very difficult as an actress. But, so that, and she...
What did you do to prepare? Did you have to study schizophrenia and bipolar?
Yes, I study up on her illnesses, and I study up on the symptoms and what prescription she has to take for it. Wow. And
that's such serious stuff.
And what's
such a young lady. I mean,
what's really neat is we have a partnership. We're doing this in conjunction with the Mental Health Coalition of the Verde Valley. And so that's a series of about 100 people that get together and try to work on advocacy of mental health illnesses. And actually, I didn't know this fact until working with them, but 20% of high school students actually are diagnosed with some sort of mental illness. Wow. And so it's a very relevant topic that I didn't know about, and I've gotten informed so much about it through doing this show. And they actually have people with bipolar and schizophrenia coming in and working with our actors here to create a true and honest experience, so that when people are coming in, they're seeing what it's actually like to have these things and how it affects the family and the community around them.
Wow, what important work you guys are doing. And it's really got to be groundbreaking. I mean, I don't want to keep coming back to the youthfulness of the program, but high school students doing serious work. I mean, I did comedies and the same old thing that all the high schools did. I mean, I did all that. Whoopie-doo. This is out of the box, James. This is amazing. You've got to be the only school in the entire world that is taking this on.
Probably the craziest school, but you know.
Well, then it fits.
It does, right? Literally.
Yeah, truly. Wow, and bringing to light, mental illness, which there's a lot of. Runs in my family. Hello. But
I think that's 1 in 4 adults deal with it, at least in every year. 1 in 17, I think, are people who have serious conditions, but it's still a surprising number. It's I think 61 million people are diagnosed every year with some sort of depression or disorder. And it's something that we need to talk about. And I hope this show starts a dialogue.
Absolutely. Now, will we cry? Will you make us cry, Tiana?
I'm hoping I will. Definitely very much hoping.
Awesome. I love it when they make me cry.
They'll make you laugh till you cry, and they'll make you cry. So,
okay.
Bring a tissue.
When do you guys open?
We open up November 6th, and we run for 2 weekends, 6th, 7th, and 8th, Friday and Saturday at 7, Sunday at 3, and then we have the following weekend, November 13th and 14th. That's Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. as well.
Very good. Now, how much does it cost?
Our high school, we try to keep the cost down so that the students can actually come see it.
Nice.
So it's $10 in advance for adults, $9 for seniors, $7 for students. You can buy them at showtixforyou.com. That's TIX, the number 4, the letter U.com, or stop by the school. You can always buy them there too. And if you wait to come to the door, there are $2 more because they charge you a processing fee online. And
Sure, that's understandable. And what time is it lights up?
Lights up at 7 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 3. And you can walk in the house. We open the house so people sit down about a half an hour before that.
Very nice. How many people do you seat?
Our auditorium seats 970. The most we've ever had for a musical performance is 630.
My goodness.
And that was back in 2012. So we're hoping one of these musicals gets those numbers back up there. But I hope people don't miss this one. It's going to be truly special.
How could you not? I mean, how many times have you seen Our Town? I mean, come on. Really? So this is not Our Town.
No, no.
Which makes you cry, okay, you know, in the same, but this is, wow, just something amazing, and it's been on Broadway, and it's here in the Verde Valley.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing it.
For an incredibly cheap price, too.
Yeah. I mean, where can you see a Broadway show for $10? The Verde Valley.
Yay!
That is truly, truly. What are you going to do next year? How are you going to top this?
Well, we have 2 more shows this year. We have Musical Review, which is classic Broadway. That's in January. And then we're actually doing Footloose in April.
Fabulous! Yes. That's so awesome. I got to see that. Who doesn't love that? That's really great.
Hopefully
good for you guys.
You know, have you crying in the beginning of the year, then have you dancing out of the auditorium at the end. So
you guys rock.
It's a great.
That's awesome.
It's a great season this year.
James, you've got this. This is so. You're so awesome. I hope you stick around for like ever and ever.
Yeah, we're so lucky to have him.
I know
Absolutely.
you guys are so lucky, and so lucky to have you. Such talent, and you know that's so awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm. I feel all jazzed up now. It's really awesome.
Let's go to the show.
Oh, goodness.
Make sure you see Next to Normal at Mingus Union High School. Make sure you see it. It'll tweak your mind. It'll make you think. It's really important. We become very aware of mental illness, and this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. A Broadway show, Tony Award-winning show, $10. Don't miss it. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow. Oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision-making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now out here on this gorgeous day in Cottonwood at the Head Start Garden. We're standing here with Richard City. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Richard is the president of Gardens for Humanity. Now tell us, what is Gardens for Humanity? It sounds like some really big mission you guys have.
Well, it is a big mission because we're trying to reconnect humanity with gardens, because if you look at the origins of civilization, civilization really started when people started gardening. So art and celebrations and community and laws, all of that grew out of the gardening community. And in the meantime, in the 20th century, we kind of got disconnected from that. Most of our grandparents, if we talk to them, we'll see that, oh yeah, they had gardens, they grew, they lived on farms, and I guess industrialization was part of the process that removed people from connecting with the food that they ate.
Certainly.
So we're trying to reconnect them, and I think there's a serious mission aligned with reconnecting to your food and the gardens and so forth.
It's very important to be connected to the food that you eat, and there's nothing better than growing your own food.
Exactly.
But a lot of people don't have that skills, and a lot of your programs are designed to help students and children of all ages, as well as adults and community members, how to get out and dig in the dirt and create something.
Yeah, and it's fun too.
Oh yeah, it's way too much fun to get dirty. Now we're here in the school garden. You have several of these around.
Yes, we're kind of a catalyst for school gardens, but we see them as outdoor classrooms, as learning places, because there's so much learning. Yesterday I was talking to the faculty at West Sedona School, and they're very intimidated by the Common Core standards and everything, and so my job was to get them excited and see how they can address Common Core standards across the curriculum in the garden.
Well, sure.
And they got really excited. They found, I gave them a seed package and had them read it and figure out what they could teach from the back.
Wow.
They came up with art, they came up with math, they came up with geography, weather, teaching about weather, graphing, of soil science, all kinds
Life
of things.
cycles, everything.
Yeah,
Everything
so
happens
much.
in the garden.
It does.
And it all relates.
It does.
And to teach a child to do that is amazing, because everyone needs to know how to grow your own something, your own food. Even if you've just got a shoebox size space, you can grow something. But tell us a little bit about the other projects you guys have going.
Well, we have a project called Celebrating the Art in Earth, and the word art, A-R-T, is in Earth, E-A-R-T-H. So art is in Earth, and we use art to teach children environmental education. And I think one of the strengths of that program is there's a connection that takes place when children observe something and draw it, or through movement, describe it through movement and so forth. And one of the most important factors in environmental education is that children develop an emotional connection to nature. They love it. They feel that it belongs to them and they belong to it. And that's really the most important first step of them becoming environmental stewards. You know, you can tell them all the horror stories about the environment, but when they nurture a seed and make sure it's safe and it's growing well, they really understand their role in protecting and nurturing the environment. So as a means of environmental education, we're giving them art skills and also cultivating what they call in the teaching trade emotional intelligence. And that's one of the intelligences that is often overlooked in teaching. You know, we stress knowledge, but we don't often stress the emotional intelligence that helps children learn and be receptive to learning.
Right.
So it's really beautiful.
I bet.
To see, and it has such an impact. It's a life-changing experience for.
I completely agree with you, Richard. I've seen that in my own daughter. She has one of your lovely gardens at her school, and she gets so excited. She brings home her little cup with her little sprouted seed and talks about plants. And then just this morning, I was saying, "Oh, my poor ivy looks horrible." And she goes, "Well, Mommy, how about this? I don't think there's enough sun, and have you checked the fertilizer?" I mean, she knew exactly what I needed to do with this plant, and it was so great coming from a child this tall. Here's what you do, Mommy. Let me tell you how to fix that. So it's so wonderful to see them inspired.
And also to be able to share what they've learned, and that's the essence of teaching. And when we let our children teach us, they learn even more strongly and have more commitment. But I think the parallel there is that our founder, Adele Sarand, really feels that the earth is our teacher. It's our first teacher. And if you think about it, you know, when we plant a seed, it's like starting a relationship, and you create the conditions for that seed to flourish and grow and produce, live up to its potential. And I often tell people that if you use the same ethic of gardening in your human relationships, you'll be more of a nurturing person, you'll help people learn and educate, and so the Earth teaches us all about relationships, harmonious relationships.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of completing the circle back to civilization.
That's true, yeah, and if you're doing it wrong, you know pretty quick, because that poor ivy of yours starts to die.
Exactly, they tell you exactly what's right.
They're very quick about it. Check out gardensforhumanity.org, gardensforhumanity.org. Beautiful website, list of all the programs that they offer. Just click on whatever one you want, get lots more information. Richard, thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you for being the president of this wonderful.
It was great, I love it.
It's just wonderful. Gardensforhumanity.org. And don't go away, because we'll be right back.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you.
Very nice, very nice. Everyone, may I introduce to you Steve Sandner and Brian Sanders, our jazz duo for today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for playing. I love the comfort level and the ease that you both have playing this particular type of music. It's just, it just flows out of you like it's not even an effort. And it's beautiful to watch. So thank you for that.
you.
You've been playing for about 1.5 years now, right?
Yeah, I've been taking my lessons.
You have. You've been a good boy. That was really great. Now, Steve, you play a lot at Dahl and DeLuca.
That's correct, yes.
Which is a wonderful place, so that's got to be so nice.
It's fabulous. They're a very nice Yamaha piano, and I'm there on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, evenings.
Wow. Every week?
Every week.
Wow. How about that? Now, are you solo when you're there?
I'm solo when I'm there. Right.
But you play with a lot of other people. You have Brian here, and you also have another person that you play with. And
yes, we're going to be doing 2 saxes in the band with Chris Cornelis as the other sax and Brian Sanders at the Jazz at the Church series on November 8th. It's a Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And I'll have my band with 2 sax arrangements of blues and standards, and we're going to be doing a lot of Frank Sinatra too.
Nice.
In preparation for our next gig. Which, do you want to know about that one?
Yes, tell us always. Look at that lead up, and then he drops us like, oh, you know.
That will be at Dahl and DeLuca on a Thursday night, December 10th. And this is the year of Frank Sinatra's 100th birthday.
Get out.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but there have been tributes all over the country to Frank Sinatra in honor of his 100th birthday, because a lot of musicians and singers like myself have been influenced by him. And I'm going to be doing a tribute to Frank Sinatra on that night, December 10th, Thursday night. And I won't be doing a impersonation of Frank Sinatra, because that would be very difficult to do. But I'll be doing a tribute, doing his material, the songs that he did.
Well, you have blue eyes, so you got that down. Now, why jazz? What brought you into this particular genre versus country?
That's interesting. When I was younger person starting to study music, I, of course, studied classical music first, and then my dad had these records laying around of, my dad was a pianist also.
Oh.
So he had the big band music laying around, and also some records by Art Tatum, who was a legendary piano player from the 30s and 40s. And then Mel Powell and some of these other piano players. And I thought, wow, this is cool. And they were playing a little step further than the big band music, which was jazz and then bebop. I was listening to Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker. My dad couldn't understand that. That was a little too modern for him. And then I just fell in love with some of the jazz licks and started doing that.
That's amazing. Now, you came to Sedona from Chicago. That's kind of a big move.
Very different, yes.
Now, why?
Sedona from Chicago. Oh, you want to know how much time do we have? I came here because I met a woman in my visits to Arizona, and when the business and scene changed in Chicago, I thought, oh, I know this lady in Sedona. I think I'll move out there, although we broke up.
Oh. It was worthwhile to get you here, because now we have him, which is really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
That's really, really great. So, yes, look forward to seeing you. What was the date of your Music in the Church? November 8th,
Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Okay. And then
St. Luke's Church in Sedona.
Okay, very good. And you'll be at Dahl and DeLuca on December
10th for a Frank Sinatra tribute.
How
and they'll be promoting that. There'll be ads out, I'm sure.
That's great. Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you that. And then, of course, you play 3 times a week.
3 times a week during the season, yep, at Dahl and DeLuca.
See, you can't miss him. He's everywhere. Steve Sandner, everyone, thank you, the jazz pianist and singer. And we also have Brian Sanders. Beautiful job on the sax. It's just so natural for you. I love it. What are you going to play next?
We're going to do a little blues in honor of my hometown area, Chicago. And
blues out of
going to Chicago Blues.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much. And thank you so much for watching. If you've missed anything, you can check us out on VerdeValleyTV.com, or you can go to YouTube/Verde Valley Experience and watch us anytime, over and over, forever and ever. How about that? So thank you, and see you next time.
Thank you, Jennifer. You keep your New York joys. I'm going to Illinois just as fast as I can. You New York women think you make a fool of any man. Play all kinds of games, you will cheat if you can. Use love like a tool, make a man a fool. What a beautiful motto. Got my money, that's it. How can you mind if I split? Going back where a woman really knows the way to treat a man. People are friendly without no hidden plan. It's the best in the Midwest. Real down city full of good folks who come from home. And when I get big, I'll never roam far from my little shy town. Goodbye, farewell. I might see you later, 'cause I am going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you. Yeah, right. Going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you. There ain't nothing in Chicago for a monkey woman like you to do. Go, Brian. Sunshine, see what tomorrow brings. Hurry down now, sunshine, see what tomorrow brings. Well, it may bring sunshine, and then again it may bring rain. Yeah, and I am going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you. Going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you. There ain't nothing in Chicago for a monkey woman like you to do.